I'm John McPeak, and you're watching Community Focus, presented by the Friends of MCTV. In this third segment, our guest is Ann Fillmore, the Executive Director of the United Way of Midland County. And I understand that these past few years have been transformative for the local United Way of Midland County. Would you share with us more about why United Way is changing and elaborate on the role with the community impact?
Sure. Actually, it has been very transformative. We've been transitioning from a fundraising organization to one of community impact. So what that means is we need to be cognizant of having the greatest impact with the resources that are entrusted to us. So that means not only short-term impact, so how do we transition families out of crisis, but we also need to look at long-term impact and what got them there in the first place. So really looking at root cause. So, one of the things we realize is social issues are very complex. So it takes more than one organization to solve that. So our role at United Way is to convene and collaborate around these issues.
Well, United Way has also been actively engaging and listening to the community to determine what's most important in Midland County. What can you tell us about your work in that area?
Yeah, we've actually spent the last 2 to 3 years listening to the community through conversations and surveys and asking what kind of community do you want to live in. And then we look at local data to tell us these are the most critical issues, national data on what does it take to make a thriving community, and then we put together community level goals with that. So that's really our North Star in directing our work.
Based on that input that you received, what are the community level goals for the United Way?
Our community level goals are based around health, education, and self-sufficiencies. Those are the building blocks for a good life. And then you'll see under our community level goals, we have about 4 to 5 outcomes under each of those. So it really focuses on how do we create a thriving community with thriving families and individuals.
Now, we've heard recently also about a new report in Michigan and Midland County. It's called the ALICE report. That's an acronym that states that about 40% of Michigan households struggle to make ends meet. Now, what is ALICE? And what does the report describe?
Right. Well, ALICE is actually, it's an acronym for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. So basically it means the working poor. And it's really the first time that United Way has looked at financial hardship. So we partnered with Rutgers University to come out with this report. And if you look at the statistics in Midland County, 13% of our population lives in poverty. Another 19% is at that ALICE threshold. And how we determine the ALICE threshold is looking at our population with those that are under the federal poverty level. So for a family of 4, that's $23,000. And we look at the survival budget at $51,500. So the ALICE threshold falls in between there. So really, they're one crisis away from poverty. So say their car would break down, they would be in dire straits with that. Or if one of their appliances broke down or something, that would be a major financial crisis for them. So who is ALICE? It really, if you look at college students, or if you look at single working parents, senior citizens, maybe the people who take care of your kids or who take care of your parents in a nursing home. So if we look at Midland County, we look at about 32% of our population is struggling to make ends meet.
That's a third. That's a huge number.
Yeah.
Now, how is United Way working to meet the needs of these ALICE households?
Actually, if you look at our outcomes under self-sufficiency, for example, we fund programs that work under employment skills, basic needs, managing finances, stable and affordable housing, which is about 30% of your income, and affordable daycare. These are all issues that the ALICE population struggles with, and those are things that we help fund in Midland County. We also look at providing short-term interventions, so how do we mitigate that downward spiral? For example, if we could provide a family with food for a month, then they could get their car fixed, and then they could keep their job, maintain that financial stability. And then also looking at long-term solutions. So what is the situation that got them there in the first place? And we're also looking at educating the community and having them better understand how they can be part of the solution.
On prior shows, we've done segments on the United Way program, which is endeared by the community, the sharing tree. So how does the sharing tree serve the ALICE population?
Well, Sharing Tree actually, it helps fulfill the wishes of our most vulnerable. So children, seniors, those with disabilities, and low income. And if you look who's struggling to make ends meet, that's who the Sharing Tree helps. And it also helps not only with their Christmas wishes, but also at the end of the year, we help fulfill things like transportation tickets or consumers' energy. How do we keep the heat running during the winter months? Food, basic care needs.
So United Way is much more than a fundraiser. You've described how the United Way plays a key role in identifying the top issues of the community and then aligns with the agencies that can have an impact on improving those issues. But let's shift gears from achieving community impact to funding it. I'm sure it requires many resources. So how does United Way's community campaign in the fall assist with this?
Yeah, and it does assist with that, and actually it helps fund the programs where our agencies align with the community level goals, so it helps our partner agencies, and it also helps support our work that we do. This year our goal is $4.5 million, and the campaign runs September 12th through October 31st. So those funds all help with our greatest needs in our community.
Now, many people in our viewing audience may wish to get engaged in the United Way campaign directly. How would they do that?
Well, they can call our office. They can go onto our website, liveunitedmidland.org, or govolunteernow.org, and or they could call our office to get engaged too.
And if the viewers need to know how to access services, what's the best way to do that?
I would say the best way to connect with the services is to call 211. It's a 24/7 information and referral hotline. It's available at all times, and what they do is connect people who need help with people who can help.
Well, Ann, thank you for appearing on Community Focus to keep us informed about some of the United Way programs.